Hello, our lovely friends. We are back for season two. This is episode one of the 2023 season, and I am very excited. Is everyone else very excited?
Back.
Yes.
We are back. It's been a while. It's been since the start of September last year that since we posted. We'll try to be better this year. We'll try to be a bit more organized. Can't make any promises just yet.
Fingers crossed.
However, our goal is to be better than we were last year. So let's just hope for the best. The 2023 season has officially started though. We had testing and we went straight to race one in Bahrain. How did everyone feel about testing?
I think we may need to introduce ourselves real quick.
Oh, we might need to do that, to be honest. Well,
Because
True.
we
About you, but I'm pretty bloody iconic. Like you can't forget me. So
Oh,
I'm
Oh.
kidding. I am kidding.
Okay.
Someone's a bit cocky.
A lot has changed since September.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
The influencer's getting to a head.
Oh, Red Bull, better watch that partnership.
Ooh.
Partnership.
Yeah. So watch what you say now, Sam.
Red Bull, you better watch that friendship. Anyways, I'm Zoe, Formula One Zoe on TikTok. Hey.
Nice to meet you, Zoe.
Nice
Hi,
to meet
Zoe.
you too, Sam. What's your socials?
Mine.
Yeah.
And if you want to follow me on the picture app, that sounds slightly bad. Instagram, just add a 33 to the end of that.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Jack?
Someone else go.
My social, I'm Lights Out Jack now. I've changed my name. Originally F1 Jack. Changed it up. It's now Lights Out Jack.
Hello everyone, my name's Khalila. My TikTok is F1 Khalila, but my Instagram is Khalila Dani. It's hard to spell, but it's linked to my TikTok, so.
Can I point out that the first time we recorded, I think I had just changed my username,
I think you had.
and now the first time we're recording for season 2, Jack has changed her username.
So who's going to be next year?
Yeah, who's coming up with the next rebrand a year from now?
We'll see.
Who knows?
Who knows?
We'll
Time will
see.
tell.
Yes, time will tell.
And back to testing, now that we've introduced ourselves. How do we feel about testing? Did we take anything away, or did we just go, testing really means nothing until the first race starts? Because that was me. Every year I go, testing means nothing until we actually see the first race. Because, some cars really do behave different between the two events.
Unless your name
Some
is
days.
McLaren and the bar is so low, and yet you still manage to fall below it.
Yeah,
They've had to dig into the ground
That
to
is-
get under the bar.
that is true. Somehow the tractor got slower than before. More damaged. The tractor's damaged.
Yeah, how you managed to take a component that was perfectly fine last year, the little, what are they called? The over-wing winglet things? Over-wheel winglets? What are they called? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about, the front wing, the front
Yeah.
wheel winglets. There.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They were perfectly fine last year. How have they made them so weak this year in testing that they had to tape them and reinforce them?
And it wasn't
They
even with
took
just
something-
like black duct tape. It was straight up silver duct tape.
They took something that wasn't broken and broke it.
Sorry, and it was Daniel
Yeah.
Ricciardo's fault. That's all I'm
Honestly.
gonna say. That's all I have to say about McLaren.
All I know is Danny is sitting at home smiling with his millions of dollars that he was handed to leave the team, just knowing how happy and glad he is that he left that team.
He's gotten paid, like, we don't actually know how much he got paid, but it's like $18 million not to drive that tractor. And then landed a
Ridiculous
cushy
amount of money.
contract at Red Bull as a PR guy and he just gets to hang out with his best friend Max.
Hmm.
Who won
What's-
here?
What's sad though is the fact that it's like an ongoing thing that McLaren just doesn't work with Australians.
May the odds be ever in your favour, Oscar.
I hope the
may not
season
win.
gets better for you, Oscar.
The bar is low, so in theory it can only go up by there, but it is McLaren.
That is true. Anyways, Khalila, Jack, how did you guys feel about testing?
Honestly, I can't remember it.
Yep. I think I just lost the patience to watch testing because I wanted, like, racing. Like,
True.
I feel like it just
Yeah.
had been too long since a race had been that I could not be asked watching testing. I watched a bit of it, but then I was like, there's no overtakes, like, there's no pit stops. Like, come on now.
See,
I need more excitement in my life.
Need the
Years where,
action.
like, testing had crashes and everything in it. I
Yeah.
get that's bad for the teams. Like, a boring testing is a good testing because that means nothing went overly wrong. But, like, why are there no crashes anymore?
Like, would F1 be a sport if it wasn't for the spectators? If it wasn't for us? Like, come on.
Hey,
Where's the
we had a-
entertainment?
we had a bit of a crash. It did happen before testing on a bicycle instead of in a car, but I mean, or
Lance
Lance.
has spent too long with Fernando was following in his footsteps. Or bike steps.
Most inspirational Instagram post this year from one of the drivers. Made me tear up a little bit. Lance's post.
He
Didn't
worked
do
so hard to get better though. Like, oh my lord.
Honestly, I'm concerned at how hard. Like, it's only been like 2 weeks, 3 weeks since.
But then
Not a
again,
lot
he
of time
did
to
have the
recover.
same. He did have the same surgeon that all the MotoGP drivers had, which makes sense as to why he healed faster.
They get better so fast.
Mm-hmm.
MotoGP
And-
riders are on a different level, man.
Like his
Yep,
wrist
he had the
must have
same
been
surgeon.
killing. His wrist must have been
Yeah.
so sore at the end of that race.
Yeah, but he also broke his toe. Like, it wasn't even just his
Yeah.
wrist. He
His
injured
foot
both
too.
wrists, just broke one, and then broke his toe.
Like damn, on a
Yep.
bike.
Like,
You do.
Like, you need that to
Like,
use the
how-
pedals.
How hard
How
did
do
you
you
fall off this
a
bike?
bike, injure
Literally.
both wrists, and
Mm,
break a toe?
Like
It depends. Coming from a past cyclist from a cycling family, depends kind of the angle, the speed, everything.
yeah.
Knowing Lance, he was probably going a decent speed. Was he going downhill? Was he going uphill? Was he on the flat? Who knows? However, I'm
Eventually,
just glad
beat
he's
Paul.
better now. But that kind of
he's
leads
not
us
better.
into,
That's the thing.
well, he's not sitting at home with a cast on miserable.
Maybe he should be though.
Who knows? But that leads us into race 1 that we thought he wouldn't be doing, and people were so sure that Felipe would be racing. However, Lance was there, and that
Indeed.
And he
race,
did an amazing job.
that race was chaos. It really just showed what the season's going to be like. So much happened. The end of the race, Alonso on the podium. Hello, and Aston Martin fast. Whoa.
a
Well, so-
weapon in any car, and they've given him a car that is capable. Are we going back in time?
I think so.
Has
Honestly,
he finally made a good career move?
I think he has.
Like, touch wood, but is this going to be a good year for us Fernando Alonso fans?
I
can
have a
only hope
feeling.
for you all.
It will be a good year. Yeah, we had Alonso on the podium. We had Lance racing with broken wrist, a broken toe, and he actually did really well. It's not like he finished P19, P20. No, he was up there, like
Beat
with
half the
everyone,
grid. He beat half the grid. Pretty much broken.
which is insane. Which also just shows that he does have a bit of talent that people don't recognize in him. I mean, some days people may not have seen it, who knows? But he showed us. He proved those haters wrong, to be honest.
Did
And then-
decide to fly into his teammate. Not decide.
Yeah.
Accidentally. Broke too late. Sorry.
Don't forget
Sorry.
the
Let me reword. Broke too late and dove straight into his teammate.
And the team just wouldn't tell
Zero.
Alonso the whole
No,
race.
we're
No,
investigating.
just keep
just
racing, keep
confused.
racing.
Yeah, oh, who hit me? Oh, I don't know, just someone. Just keep going. Doesn't matter.
Nando's probably sitting there going, how do you not know who hit me?
Like, you have the
Yeah.
footage.
Like,
I know.
hello?
And you could
It-
probably imagine that it was on his mind for like the rest of the race, and then he finally found out at the end, and he's like, "Oh my
We
days!"
know
Like,
that man is so petty. Like, he would not have forgotten that whole race that someone hit him at the start.
Oh no.
yeah, exactly.
100%.
That's what
Yep.
I mean.
In his head, he's probably going, "It was Lewis. It was Lewis. I'm gonna battle it out with Lewis this whole time." Only because they've had a rivalry for years. That in his mind, at one point, it would have popped up being like, "What if it was Lewis?"
Like, you gotta admire his commitment to the bit in his.
Oh,
sense.
well,
Oh yeah.
as we all know, Alonso doesn't just drive his car, he drives everyone else's car around him. He knows what's going on with every team, with every car when they're racing. He knows everything.
There's like 3 drivers on the grid I wouldn't want to overtake. Max, because you're probably not going to overtake him. You're probably going to end up in the gravel on the side of the track. George. George can defend like there's no tomorrow. And Fernando. If you're trying to get past Fernando, he has got the widest car on the grid.
His car triples in size if you're trying to get around him.
And like, just if you're coming up behind him, I'd almost be at the point of, I'm just gonna give up and just stay
I'm good here. Honestly, I'm good with this position.
I'll just take it.
Yeah. But on the
He's a
topic,
menace.
though, of those Aston Martin boys, can we talk about how, like, just adorable that pairing is? I know everyone has their suspicions. Alonso is sucking up to Lance's dad because that's his boss. However, the whole Lance is my hero comment,
Oh,
my
That was cute.
heart.
Let's face it, it's Formula One. Everyone is sucking up to someone.
Oh, 100%.
you have
yeah.
to. That's the spot. You have
Come
to.
on.
You got to do
But-
what you got to do to shine.
I'm just loving the whole Alonso Stroll pairing.
Which is actually surprising me because Stroll and Sergio didn't get along when they were together. Well, they didn't, and then they did.
Yeah, but I feel like Lance can be a bit petty when he wants to be, so I feel like Fernando's gonna be okay with that, like get on with him with that, because like that
Yeah, I was
one
gonna say,
that
he
one
is
radio message where he goes, the OK button is the confirm button, Brad. Like I feel like they're on like
You
that
could hear
level
that
there.
annoying.
Yeah, he does provide some good laughs.
Yeah, so I feel like
He
they get on in
does.
that sense.
One last comment, though, that I want to... Well, no. I've got 2 more comments about Alonso for this whole weekend. Can we just talk about when he walked past his girlfriend while she was on TV, the camera pans to him, he waves at her and then continues going but doesn't try and interrupt her because she's, like, working. That's
That's so cute.
precious. Who would have thought that Alonso, the
The bad guy. He refers
Yeah.
to himself. He goes,
Alonso, the
Bye-bye.
bad
He's
guy,
the
could be
villain.
such a warm-hearted softie. Like, it's just, I love it. I love it. The last
This is
comment,
the-
though,
this
that I
is
wanted
the
to make
year
about,
redemption for Fernando Alonso. Everyone going,
I have
he's
a
horrible,
feeling.
he's a villain. Ah, well, he is, but he's not.
The last comment I want to make, though, which I think we all know I was going to talk about, was that Alonso and Hamilton hug after the race.
I thought you were going to say something about Sid then. I was going to yell at you.
No. My heart can't take talking about Seb.
Continue,
But what my
continue.
heart can take is the 2 rivals, the 2 men who never really got along ever since they were teammates in McLaren, hugged. They hugged. They were proud of each other. Okay, that's it.
Are you good there, Zoe? Need a break?
I'm so
Process that
happy.
you made yourself happy?
I'm so happy. Anyways, I feel like we've talked about Aston Martin quite a lot,
Oh,
and I've
how can you
talked
not
a
talk
lot.
about Aston Martin.
True. I mean, they went from 0 to 100 like
Hero.
real
0 to
fast.
Zero to hero.
They
Literally,
went
I
from
went-
Fernando calling Lance Stroll a hero.
Just
I
literally
went-
cue the Hercules
I-
song, Zero to hero.
I went to say Zero to Hero, then I was like, oh, I don't know if anyone will get that reference. But
got you, Zoe.
anyways, enough about Aston Martin. Let's
We're gonna
talk
end up talking
about
Aston again. I guarantee it.
instead of talking about the copycat Red Bull, let's talk about
Let's
real
talk about
Red
Red
Bull.
Bull.
Let's talk about the real Red Bull. They are
that-
fast.
They were literally clowning the
Ridiculously.
grid. Like, at the end, Max is how many seconds clear of the field, and they're telling him, just ease off a bit, please. We just want to, drop a second of pace. We just want you doing this time. He goes, I can go faster.
I think
No,
he
no,
was
you don't
12.
need
He
to,
was
it's fine.
You don't
12
need it.
seconds. He was 12 seconds off of Checo, who was in P2, and Checo was 38 seconds off of Fernando. So I think that says
Both Red
enough.
Bulls just got told, slow down a bit, please. Just save the car. Turn the engine down. They could have gone like a second faster
Insane.
each lap at the end of that, but they just went.
Is this
"Save
Red?
the car."
Is this going to be Red Bull's version of the W11?
Honestly, it's the
Because
it's the RB19, just the Red Bull W11.
is it? Is it
Every
the Red Bull
time-
W11?
Every time Max says something over the radio, the commentators make it seem so big, like so much bigger than it actually is. You know, like they did it last season as well. Say he had like a little braking issue or something, they'd be like, "Oh, what's this?"
The biggest
And then
issue
they'd
Max
make-
had last year was the fact that DRS flap decided it was running to take flight or not work.
Oh, I remember that.
The DRS flap. That was quite funny.
Max and the DRS flap. It's the equivalent of Oscar and DRS.
Mm-hmm.
Please tell me someone else remembers the
I
Oscar
just-
DRS debacle.
Oscar is cursed by DRS. I'm waiting for the McLaren to have a DRS issue only in Oscar's car and not in Lando's at some point this season. Because I know it's gonna happen. Like it has to.
We better start that tweet thread up back again,
Imagine.
please.
Imagine if
We
he was like
deserve
on the
it.
sim and the DRS stopped working. That would be the next tweet we get.
He just goes, I'm hereby retiring. I don't like this. Bad vibes.
Oh, Oscar and DRS. No.
Name a worse, better duo. Worst,
Mm.
better duo.
The Ferrari
No.
boys in the Ferrari car. Have we seen that this year? We thought Ferrari would be peaking this year. Bonotto was gone. We thought all issues would be cured. Apparently not.
Poor Charles.
Everything that they had done.
I
in the
am sorry,
off-season.
Khalila.
Oh, Charles.
Yeah. It's okay.
All of the hyping up that they'd done in the off season, saying that they had found this much extra power, yada 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 yada.
And
Engine
then
go
Only
by
just
in the
taking
first
the
race.
car.
Only for the car to die. And it wasn't even like it was super late in the race, like towards the last couple of laps. It was decently like early.
Mm.
Like, I'd actually forgotten about the qualifying red flag. The car just fell apart.
Just
Ferrari.
You know, it was almost offensive that Checo said that asked Charles if they were sandbagging. Because we obviously weren't. They obviously weren't. Not we. Not we.
Khalila's just adding herself into the
to
team.
the team.
Is there something you want to tell
Honestly, at
us?
this stage, Khalila,
Sorry,
you may
catch
want
me
to
at
just apply for
Jeddah.
a job.
Honestly.
They might need some guidance that is from outside of the world.
Honestly. But no, that shocked me. When the camera panned to his car just stopping, I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh, here we go again.
Race 1. We can't even just wait until race 2. We have to die in race 1.
I mean, hey, though.
Here's the thing, though. He avoided the Bahrain curse.
Yeah.
But
He did.
maybe. Like last year, they did really well at the start, then plummeted. We can only hope that this year is going to be a reverse. Do really bad at the start and then just peak. You get
You're hoping
better.
they take the Red Bull mode. Only issue is the Ferrari.
Yeah, I can only hope.
There's something that was said on Top Gear years ago. That if Ferrari puts out a good road car, their Formula 1 team is shit. But if their Formula 1 team is good, they've probably put out a shit road car. All we need is Ferrari to put out a new car and it be shit, and their Formula 1 team's going to be good.
Ferrari headquarters, please put out a bad
Shit
road
road
car just for 1 year at least
Test the theory.
to test the theory and boost the team. Because I swear it's been a long time since Ferrari had anything amazing happen to them.
Or, just fix the car.
True.
Just fix your team, honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
Just fix
Just
your
fix
team.
everything.
Don't just veto a team principal. Like, there is more people in there that may need a little bit of a shuffle on.
It actually just drives me insane. Like I wanted to throw a hammer at my TV. Like I was like, oh
So specific.
Yeah.
A hammer of all things.
Hammer.
You could have thrown a red ball at it.
So first thing that came to my mind.
A hammer.
Yeah. Because
Ferrari is Ferrariing. Like the bar was so low, and once again, they've managed to be under it.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
However, another team that made it seem like they would be spectacular this year, talking on social media, one of my favorite admins in the whole entire world has broken my heart with how his team's car has been performing, and that is Mercedes.
At what point do they just admit that the zero pods don't work in this?
I'm
environment?
not
What do you
sure,
wanna call
but
Give up and start again.
my heart is breaking by the minute. I miss Mercedes podiums.
The hammer wasn't
Yeah,
hammering.
Jackbox is a podium, but like,
I know, but the hammer's
on.
not hammering.
No, because Khalila got to throw on her TV.
Sorry, took all the hammer time. I
it's no
stole
longer hammer
that.
time.
Just pop down to Bunnings, bought all the hammers.
Sorry, Lewis.
Oh, God. Oh, well. But, hey, Lewis has said that he's not going to retire until he gets the 8th championship, so I'm going to live to believe that. And
It'll be there the same as Fernando.
Well, if
Gauging it off
anyone...
Fernando, pretty much.
I don't know. No, I don't know if you guys watched the lie detector video Lewis did, but he got asked if he was going to retire when he got his 8th championship, and he said that he would retire after he got it. He's not going to retire before.
Yeah,
So-
but then last year, at like the press conference, someone asked him if he was going to be there in like the next 5 years, and he was like, "No."
Yeah, but
So
I
he's,
think...
he's counting on his 8th coming within the next 5 years. If he's not, he's screwed.
Well, I also think he was kind of waiting for Toto to be like, yes, Lewis, you can say, or Lewis, you have to go.
Mate, it's time.
You
Yeah.
have to go.
Time.
However, if Lewis retires, as long as Mick gets the seat, I will
Yes.
be mentally okay.
Yeah, Mick has to take that seat.
He has to.
Please.
There's so many
please.
people who there's so many people who don't want him to, but he has to.
He has
I'm
Toto
to.
literally
Wolff.
already waiting for the day.
How long Lewis
Toto
takes, he could get vetoed by an academy kid.
Wolff, if Mick Schumacher does not get the seat when Lewis Hamilton retires, I am sorry, but I will be suing you for all your money. And then I will be putting Mick in the team for you. I'll be suing you for your job. And then I'll put Mick in the team. Yeah, exactly. Want to fight me on that?
Toto's just
Should
shaking
I be
his
Christian
boots.
Horner, you be yourself? I'll happily do it.
Some strong words.
Mick needs to be
fighting
in the
words.
team. We know I will defend Mick till the day I die. I am a Schumacher girl.
You just have to.
Michael, Mick, Gina, everyone.
There were
That
only two
family.
You could remember just then, couldn't there? Weren't there?
Oh, I was just... What am I going to
What's
list
his
the whole
name?
family?
Go
To
on.
their
Please
grandparents?
don't stand. What's his face? Ralph.
I'd be concerned if you could list the whole family.
Yeah.
It'd be like one of the least concerning things she's probably ever done.
True.
No.
Hey, Zoe, what was the name on the parcel that arrived at your door yesterday?
Okay, I got a package delivered from Grace. Gracing Line, if anyone knows her, she sent me a package of Lewis Hamilton monsters and she put my name as Zoe Hamilton.
Very iconic.
It is
Just gotta
iconic.
say.
It is
Speaking
truly
of-
iconic.
Speaking of Mercedes, real quick, George has already fully backed the Red Bull to win. He made
Oh,
a
yeah.
statement, and he's just fully backed the Red Bull.
He's backed the fact that he thinks they will win every race of this season.
Yep.
That would be, honestly, that would be a
But-
boring season if Red Bull won every race.
Yeah, but
Oh,
now
it
with
definitely would be.
with the Aston Martin, I think we're going to get a big stir up.
Oh, imagine Max and Fernando fighting. Oh.
Ooh.
No, saying it now, if it came to Max and Fernando fighting, I am a massive Max fan. Fernando all the way.
Oh, changing our alliance.
I'm not changing my alliance, I'm just...
Big
Throwing
shot.
one over the other.
I support them both, but if it came to a title battle, Fernando.
It's like a
Team
parent
Fernando.
going, I love both my children equally, but
But-
I have a favourite.
Yeah, no, that would be a crazy battle.
It would be.
Ooh,
Ooh,
ooh.
it's spicy.
But talking about, another car that's dying, we're just going from the really high point of Aston to like the low point. And we'll pick it up. We'll pick it up
Hang
soon.
on, why did we not start with the high point of Red Bull?
Well, because
Because
that's
in theory they're at the highest point.
Okay,
Not
we
the point.
get it, Sam. Red Bull's doing really
not
well.
the point. We knew Red
I
Bull would
wasn't
do
saying that.
well.
Okay, whatever. I was just pointing
We
out.
knew Red Bull would do well, but did we really expect Aston Martin to peak now? I thought they'd peak in a couple of years, not quite literally right now to the point where they could podium.
Is it
Like,
is it Aston Martin peaking or Fernando peaking?
Well, Lance did well. so I'm
Aston
gonna say
Martin, Lance did really
He
well.
did well, yeah.
But anyways, back to cars that are dying. McLaren, what's up? Why was Lando having to pit a million times because of issues?
6 to be
That-
exact.
I think they're just trying to get their value out of him because they're shaking in their boots that he might just.
I think he's gonna dip if they keep going the way they're going.
I need and want Lando to leave, but I have a feeling Zach has probably like guilted him into thinking he needs to stay until he wins a race, until he wins a championship, blah 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 blah. Kind of like the whole thing of Otmar wanting to sue Oscar for the $4 million that they willingly spent on him as an academy driver. I have a feeling Zach would do the same thing to Lando.
Yeah, but Lando's been there for so long now that like you can't really do anything.
Zach
True,
True.
Lando has too much loyalty for a team that won't show him loyalty in the end.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon he would
But-
wait until his contract's up because I don't think McLaren would go through another thing like they just did with Danny.
No, dumbass is signed into a long contract as it is.
So I'm saying he'd probably wait for it to end and then go bye.
I have a feeling McLaren just somehow had this way to attach themselves to certain drivers. The only reason Lewis left so many years ago is because Niki Lauda sat there and tried to convince him to move to Mercedes. And he was like, Mercedes is the team for you. Mercedes will give you those championships. You will be winning, winning, winning. And so Lewis goes, fine, I'll try it. Lando needs someone, his own version of Niki, to tell him,
down a Red Bull
leave.
Danny
contract.
Rick, probably. I
but,
don't
like-
doubt Danny would be saying to him, you need to get out.
Okay, Red Bull at the best of times isn't a great environment, right? But it's not McLaren. You don't get told you have a seat for the next year, but then find out it was filled 3 weeks before they told you that.
Yeah, but then again,
Instead, you
remember...
just get told within half an hour that you're leaving the team, but that's another story.
No, but remember, Lando gets treated better than Danny because, well, Lando's dad has money.
Okay, would he prefer to be
Lando's golden
treated
boy.
better? Or would he prefer to be in a car that's actually capable of racing and competing? Not falling apart every 5 seconds.
But also remember, Lando's used to being the number one. He's used to being the golden boy. If he goes to Red Bull, he's a nobody. He's not important. He's just a second driver.
He's pissing his career away at this point if he stays with McLaren.
Yeah, but at the same time,
I guess we'll
he
see in a
has
couple of
He
years.
has a career with McLaren.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Whereas
it's going to get to a
if
point
you
where he's
look-
going to get fed up with it. Where is he going to go then?
Nah, but if you look at Red
You're only
Bull,
as good as your last race. At some point, you need to sit there and go, I need to think about my career here.
yeah, but if you look at Red Bull, how scary would it be to think of moving to Red Bull when they're threatening Checo of getting him out of his seat if he doesn't listen to their rules?
ooh, like they haven't
You know?
done that
You'll
before.
still be on the podium every other week. Opportunistic race wins versus
True.
6 pit stops in a race.
True.
Car falling apart. I think I know which contract I'd take. Like, it would be daunting and a change and a massive change, but, like, come on.
Yeah,
At least you got a car that can put you on a podium and win races when Max screws things up.
Yeah,
The McLaren used to get podiums.
And plus, no, the thing
That-
is, we don't
Every
actually,
time it's on the
obviously,
podium, it's kind of performed above where it should have been.
we don't actually know what Lando is thinking, because obviously Charles, as shit as his team, like, treats or makes him feel and, like, fucks up his race every other time, he would never leave. Because he's
Okay,
just
but the
so
difference here
imprinted.
is Ferrari.
Yeah,
There's a bit of
well,
a difference here. It's the Ferrari team.
McLaren's still McLaren, like,
Yeah, they
it's
are.
still a big
It's been a
team.
while since they've been very great.
Like, it wouldn't be, like, it wouldn't be the same thing if we're talking about Haas or, like,
Yeah.
Alfa Romeo.
But then
You
again,
need
think
to
about
look
it.
at
Wait, no,
Carlos.
but think about it. When Lando was a kid, what team did he always want to race with? He always wanted to be a McLaren boy, and then he luckily became a McLaren boy. So it's like family, and Lando loves his family.
It's the same with Charles. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He needs to look at Carlos and realize that as much as you love a team, sometimes the grass is greener on the other side.
I'm pretty sure
And
Carlos
to
has
make that
told him that.
move.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think.
Carlos, probably had this word with him. Just the dude, make a decision and make.
But
it
at the
quick.
same time, if Carlos won a race in a McLaren, the whole McLaren team would have celebrated. Carlos had one little celebration.
Yeah, okay.
Carlos had everyone rooting
and
against
that is
him.
where,
to win
and
that
that
race.
is where Red Bull was a good choice. Okay, maybe questionable at best times, but they celebrate successes.
So does Mercedes.
So does Mercedes. I mean, if actually Lando did Mercedes.
No.
No, Mick.
Sorry. I need Mick.
Right.
I need Mick. I love Lando, but I need
Lando to Red Bull
Mick.
Oh, they're both so in. I was like, no.
Okay.
I want to
Mick has to come
see.
back.
I want to see Lando shine, and he definitely has potential for it. But I just can't see him at any other team but McLaren, and their shit as it is. You know what I
He
mean?
needs
Like,
to make a move.
yeah, he
Hey,
does.
we all never saw Daniel leaving Red Bull.
Exactly.
Stranger things have happened.
It's funky.
It's got to happen.
In this day and age, you can't have loyalty to a team that realistically isn't going to have a lot of loyalty back to you.
Mm-hmm. Talking about loyalty, should Oscar have stayed with Alpine? Was it a good idea to move to McLaren and have this whole fight over poor car this year? Or should he have just,
Well, the Alpine's
Right now, he's
falling
saying he should
apart,
have
so.
stayed in Alpine.
Yeah. All I have to say is,
he could have finished.
yeah, all I have to say is he literally retired like 13 laps into the race on his Formula One debut.
I had to change his steering wheel.
Yep.
My thing is,
Yep.
if he stayed with Alpine, would they have been honest with him? Or would they have just told the world news before they told him every time something came out?
Well, that was just a bit of
Trust.
I think that was
Trust.
just a bit of a fuck up on the end of.
Otmar.
They thought they had something signed from him, but the legal department kind of dropped the ball on that whole contract because they had a, this is what we're going to offer you, sort of thing, and he was like, oh, okay, and then nothing actually ever came. They never gave him the contract to sign, so he was like, oh, I'm going to go elsewhere then.
Yeah, to be fair,
And
he
of
did
course,
wait.
Alpine thought they had signed something, but
Yeah.
they hadn't gone the next step to give him the actual contract.
And to
That
be
was just a
fair
bit
on
of a-
Oscar, he did wait until
fuck
like
up.
the date came where it was like, you're with us until this date. And like
Yeah,
he
he
waited
waited
to
for
that
the-
date, so like he didn't
the contract
specifically
lapse.
he didn't specifically do anything like wrong per se.
He waited. He gave them the
Yeah.
opportunity, and then nothing came from it. So he went, I am probably not going to be in F1 next year.
Yeah, and he's gone, well, I'm going to take a chance on a team that's going to give it to me, so.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Danny.
Yeah.
Although he's probably sitting there at home going, fucking hell, Daniel Ricciardo's getting paid $18 million to not drive this fucking.
Yeah, Danny's probably going,
At the same time, though, could Oscar be sitting with McLaren going, we've got a poor car now, but at least my team's reliable enough not to screw up a penalty to the point where I get given another penalty because they started changing my car too early while I was still serving my little penalty that I had from not being in the starting grid
5
correctly.
seconds
But-
turning to 15.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was literally the fact that it was one engineer just turning to loosen the front wing. It was literally one engineer.
He would have got his
I
butt
And it
kicked
fucked
after
up the
that.
whole thing. He just couldn't keep his hands off the bloody pink car.
Don't blame him. The pink car is gorgeous.
It
Get
is.
it, Australia.
It is.
I need you guys to send me photos and videos of the pink car. I love the pink car.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. But
I don't know
no,
why I love pink at the moment.
his penalties, that whole race, they just kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And no one was telling him why they were getting so bad. No one told him why he got that second penalty after they screwed up the first one. Like, I swear, they keep secrets. Alpine are a team who keep secrets and don't tell the truth.
He's like,
The
and
French.
his race engineer, you could hear in his voice, he goes, we've got another penalty.
Yeah, like he knew he would
He's
get
like,
in trouble
"Oh."
for telling him that.
And like they didn't
Yeah.
air what Ocon said in response. So I'm like, what did he say for you to not put that in the race?
The difference, though, there's Ocon's pit stops and everything was just really rough for his race. Then there was Pierre's race. Iconic. Hello. That was a good race.
P20 to P9. That's honestly
That
impressive.
was insane.
Like,
So
that is
like-
actually something else.
Oh, the French man has skills.
The
Not
guy's
that
name-
I thought he ever didn't.
There's two Frenchmen. You do need to be a little bit more specific with the Alpine team.
Yeah, that's true.
The blonde
Oh.
Frenchman has
I was like-
skills.
Pierre in 2021 with the Alpha Tauri, literally like qualifying P6 almost every weekend.
I miss.
How is Pierre making it until May without getting any more penalty points?
Oh, Peter.
Oh.
He's got a
Oh.
rough run
Sitting
ahead
on
of him.
10,
I think he's
and
like two.
the first lot of points expire in May.
He better just at least let me watch him race in Australia and he can do whatever he wants.
Watch him get a
Yes.
penalty in practice or something, and it's going to have penalty points attached.
I reckon
Bye bye.
the Alpine team have like sat him down and gone, right, you screw up and you can't race, I swear to God.
You screw up, you're gone.
Gone. We're gonna kick you
Gone.
like Red Bull kicked you, like you're gone, boy.
Oh,
Like, get out.
Jack, I just went to call you Pierre.
Jesus.
I am very far from French.
Oh. But nah, I think, who knows? Oscar's probably looking at Alpine like, you guys did me dirty, but at the same time, your car is speedy.
Maybe I should have.
Also, another car that looks like it could do decently okay this season, Haas. Hello?
Nico
Why
Hulkenberg.
did...
Hello?
I'm still salty.
Yeah.
I'm pissed.
Hello?
I'm still salty
Nah,
about Hulkenberg,
watch-
to be honest.
Watch Nico race this whole season, do really well, but still never
No.
get a pole position.
Yeah.
Pole position and podium.
A podium,
Never get
yeah.
a podium. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I'm just kind of dreaming big here. Like, will he get a pole position? I'm not even going as far as a race because who knows that? We all know that won't happen. But watch the man do really well all season, but still not get a podium. That would be sad.
That
Hilarious.
would be karma, I think, for them kicking Mick.
No, but to be honest, as sad as I am that Mick's not on the grid, he is so much happier and he is healing with Mercedes. You can see him with Toto. Like, Toto is his at-track dad.
Yeah,
Like-
he deserved to
Seb
move
was-
to a better team.
Seb was the uncle, the best friend, the greatest person he could have in his life. Toto is his, like, track dad. Like, the dude who's always there at the track for, like, with him. Just, like, making him smile. Making him realize maybe this break is okay. Or at least that's what I'm thinking, because I'm trying to think of this break as being okay.
And Ocon get back in the grid from his stint as a reserve driver for them. So Mick's got the right people in his corner.
He does. He does. But, yeah. Another team. We're just going to go on to another team that did well. Williams. Hello? Getting points in the opening race for the first time in 6 years.
Yeah, boy.
Albon.
Let's go, Alex Albon.
Oh my god, that team did well. Albon got points in the first race. Frickin' oh my god, it's just Logan.
What did he
is the
finish at
best.
the end? 11th or 12th?
Yeah, he was somewhere
Is
around
Williams
there.
this year going to be a midfield team?
We had Albon points. We had Logan being the best rookie in the first race. Insane.
A midfield team
Insane.
this year, not a back marker.
Maybe I underestimated Logan. Who knows? I mean, it is only race 1, and it is only
I'm still
Bahrain.
on the
We
Nick
will
de
see
Vries
other
hype
tracks.
train.
Oh, I will always be on the Nick de Vries hype train. Hello, it's Nick de Vries. He was
I love
part
Nick
of
de Vries.
Mercedes.
Okay, yeah.
But no, Williams, crazy. Like 3 teams that we didn't think would probably do well this year: Aston, Williams, Haas, and they all have decent speed at Bahrain.
I was gonna say that the top team, well, the top team stayed the same, Red Bull. I think we've traded our midfielders for our back markers, like they've switched. McLaren is the new Williams.
Oh.
Ouch.
I mean, it's true, but ooh.
I say that with the McLaren Lego behind me, but I'm not wrong.
No.
I felt my heart just break when you said that.
I'm not wrong though, am I?
No,
you're not wrong, but it's just like
who scored points in the first race of the season versus who had a car DNF and the other one have 6 pit stops.
You're not wrong. It's just the realization hitting of, oh, McLaren have dropped. Like the New Zealand team, the team that was started by a Kiwi was up here. It was peaking. They had an amazing time at one point, and then it just went shoom.
Could it be? Here's a wild thought. Could it be like the CEO of McLaren that's the problem?
Sometimes I wonder if he understands he's not the team principal.
Honestly,
why do we only ever hear from him?
At the beginning, when I first started watching F1, I actually thought he was the principal, and then I realized that he wasn't, and went, "Oh damn! All right then."
Oh, what does Andreas do?
Like, damn.
Can we also talk about the fact that last year it was, now let's go to the pit wall and talk to Christian Horner. Then at some point it changed to, let's go to the pit wall and talk to Zach Brown. Now that's continued into this season. I don't want to listen to Zach.
Give me anyone else.
If anything, Zach, if Zach wants to be in charge of making these cars and everything, get him off the pit wall, get him away from talking to the commentators, and get him fixing the car so they can have a race-worthy car. Only because he says he wants to be that important in the team and he acts like he's that important in the team. Stop talking. Do the work.
Literally.
Your car, you had a double retirement in the first race of the season, dude.
It wasn't a double retirement.
No,
well, almost a double retirement. Okay, well,
makes you wonder if maybe he should have. What did he get? 11.
He was
Hey.
He's lower than that.
He was low. It felt like it was a double retirement.
Oh,
it felt.
Maybe he should have just retired.
Was
he really that low?
Yeah, he was the last on the grid.
Who got 11th then?
11
in my head.
Sonoda. But Norris was at last in the grid because Ocon, Leclerc, and Piastri all retired.
Exactly.
So he was
last.
That's
the thing. That's what I'm saying. It felt like a freaking DNF, even though he didn't really even though he didn't he finished, but he didn't really finish. The amount of times the fact he had to pit 6 times and sit there for them to try and make sure that the car would continue running to finish the race. He pretty much DNF'd.
No wonder
he wasn't part of that race.
In testing.
Exactly.
But
at that point, wouldn't you rather just DNF than come in?
He was 2 laps down.
Into the pit 6 times and sit there stationary for 10 seconds. That's ridiculous. And it's Lando.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't last year or the year before. Fernando his car was that bad. He could have finished, but he went, "I'm retiring. This is terrible. I'm not even finishing the race."
Yeah,
but it's the thing of he was 2 laps down. He wasn't competing with anyone that he pretty much had DNF. So, I could say they had a double DNF because Lando really wasn't racing. He was driving the car around so the team could just check the stats and could check everything about the car.
They literally just used it as secondary, another testing, really.
Exactly. It was literally just another testing session at that point for McLaren. They weren't racing. Oh, sucks to be them. But if Zach Brown wants the car to be a race-winning car, stop talking. Get off your ass. Do some work, please. I need that McLaren up there because I just need it up there.
I'm still bitter about Danny, so I'm like, I don't know, give it a year if not up there, and then you can go back to being up there. Because I want Oscar and Lando to do well, but like, I'm bitter.
Yeah. I've just come to the conclusion McLaren isn't good with Australians, so I'm just hoping for good for Lando at this point. Like, I wish that Oscar can have a great season. I wish that Danny could have had a great couple of seasons. I'm just hoping that they can just sort this out so at least Lando can have some luck.
Yeah, like I
So
want.
at least Lando can showcase the skills to hopefully get a contract elsewhere.
Yeah, like I want Oscar to do well because, like, not only is he Aussie, he's a Melbourne boy. So like he is really from my home. So
He really
I
is.
really want him to do well, but at the same time, like, oh, Danny.
He gets like a proper home race this year.
So let's hope he can actually do the race. Because that would be really sad if he DNF'd. Like, oh, honestly, if he becomes another Charles, that's going to be too rough. Just Charles not doing his races in Monaco, just Oscar not doing his races in Melbourne.
Early season bet. Charles and Monaco. How's it ending?
I'm not making that prediction.
No.
Yeah, I'm not making that prediction. I refuse. I'm taking a step back from my laptop.
I was jinxed. I was the jinxer last year, so I'm not commenting on that.
You were worse of a jinx than I was.
I know, that's why I'm not saying anything.
Zoe!
Anyways, should we finish on some exciting news, some light news? Can we talk about another thing that happened? So, of course, we had Williams getting points for the first time in 6 years in the first race of the season. Can we talk about Red Bull's double podium for the first time since 2013?
No. They double podium last year. Multiple times.
In the first race.
Right.
Oh, first race.
That's it.
My ear died.
Yeah, okay. Well, actually, it's an upgrade considering they went from a double retirement to a...
I wasn't talking about a double podium. I know those happened last year. I'm meaning in the first race since 2013, there was a double podium.
In Bahrain.
In Bahrain.
Bahrain been on the calendar now?
Like,
don't know why that just popped into my head.
I don't even know. That's a good question.
Yeah, how long has Bahrain been on the calendar? Just to make the stat even cooler. We've all just gone silent because I'm assuming we're all Googling.
I'm just waiting on you, mate.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to
gone
Google.
Silent. Yeah,
Okay.
I've gone silent because my AirPods have died.
Oh, no.
So I can't hear much.
Come on. Give me the answer. How long has Bahrain been on the F1 calendar? Since 2004.
Cool. They just never used to
What?
Sam, you're such a fake fan. You should have known that. You should know every
I'm
single
sorry,
fact.
I was only 3.
Doesn't matter. You should know it.
Fernando, I was only like... I would have only been like 4 months old when Fernando Alonso started in F1.
Can we talk about the fact Fernando Alonso was born before Oscar Piastri?
Of course he's born before Oscar Piastri!
Old.
Fernando Alonso started racing before Oscar was born. Not Fernando Alonso was born.
I was there
I'm so sorry.
for that conversation in Australia last
I would need to be checking some birth certificates here after you finish that sentence.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Which F1 track has been on the calendar the longest?
Is that not I
It's
want to
probably
say
one of the
Monaco, but I don't know if that's right.
Silverstone or one of the Italian ones.
Gonna tell you, I can't hear a thing right now. Like,
Silverstone.
literally can't hear a thing. So,
Wait, so if she
Silverstone?
cut me
can't
out
hear
of this
anything, I can say
conversation.
whatever I want.
To Zoe, yeah, you could.
Wait,
I
Sam, do you
can't
have the
really
answer? I'm
hear.
a bit curious now.
According to Google right now, what I'm looking at, Spa.
Oh,
Very
And I wish I
nice.
could tell you if Google was telling me the truth right now, but I can't. My brain is not
Don't
firing on all
worry.
cylinders.
Don't worry, the haters will tell us later if we're wrong.
yeah.
The gatekeepers
Oh,
will
yeah, I
tell
count
us.
on that.
Oh my God, we're DTS fans now because
Ooh,
we didn't know that.
watch out.
Careful, careful, careful. We don't want to get cancelled in the first episode of season 2.
Now we'll be fine. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Track record.
Anyway, Zoe's AirPods have died. That is why she is.
Tapping
I
out.
can kind of hear, but they're about to die. Like again, they're just slightly charged up. Hello.
Why don't you just put one in, charge the other, and then rotate?
That's what I've been doing.
Oh.
Just buy a pair of wired headphones. You don't have this.
I'm going to. It is. I also did forget to charge them. Well, I don't like wired headphones that go over my
Neither
head.
do
They
I.
look.
But they work better than these things when I'm trying to do this. For reference, I'm holding up my AirPods.
Okay, that's not the point. Is this another cancel Zoe episode?
Hold
Are we
on.
back
Yeah.
to that?
I have an answer. I was
Yes?
right. It was Silverstone because they did
Silverstone's
a
oldest race, but they haven't
No.
been on the calendar the longest.
it says what F1 track has been used the most. The first was no, it's Monza. It's Monza. The circuit that has hosted the most races is Monza, which as of 2017 has hosted 67 races. So that's even more since then.
Hang on, I'll come back.
That's crazy.
That is insane.
They've raced in Monza every season except for 1980, which is only 1 year.
Wow.
That's a long time.
My Google just lied to me. Exhibit A of why you should not believe everything online, guys.
I think Google said Spa because it's the longest track.
Hence the don't trust everything you see on Google.
Yeah.
Hence why I led with the if my Google's telling me the truth, it's this. I don't know.
Well,
I'm a walking encyclopedia sometimes, none of this sort of stuff.
I think it's time to wrap up episode 1 of season 2
Before we
before we blabble on.
Don't want to bore everyone.
Yeah.
I
Also, my AirPods are about to die again, and I really don't want to miss out on conversations because FOMO.
I was gonna say like Lewis Hamilton isn't the GOAT. I was gonna go on this massive tirade when you couldn't hear me.
Well, you know what? I would have heard this when I was editing it, and I would have cried.
No, she would have just cut it out. We were like, screw
No.
you, Sam.
I would have.
So she would have made it look really bad for me and like got me cancelled.
No,
I make a
I would have.
thumbnail.
I would have sent Sam a whole rant about how there's not really one goat or like one greatest of all time.
I
There's
would
like
have
different
been
eras,
so
different bloody
confused.
blahs.
I would have been so lost. I'd have been like, "What are you on about?" Because I would have forgotten what I'd said. I'd have been like, "What are you doing? What?"
What did I do wrong?
You know, I would have gone on a whole rant. You can't really say there's one of all time, but we're not going to get into that whole ramble because causes some drama some days, and I'm just not in the mood.
It causes drama every day, not some days.
You're still on your high
Anyways.
Harry Styles.
Yeah, I really am. Guys, I saw Harry Styles, and I'm so happy. He is God. Same with Formula One drivers. They are God. And on that topic, we are wrapping up this episode of season 2. We're so excited to be back. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you. Happy International Women's Day to all our female fans and all the women out there and all the women in motorsport, everything. You guys are iconic. Women are amazing. Happy International Women's Day.
Yeah, we're filming this on the 6th of March, by the way.
8th of
The
March.
8th of March.
Why did I say 6? Sorry,
We're
Mindy.
filming
Filming
this
this-
for March today. It is
Sorry.
International Women's Day.
I'm
Yes.
lagging behind by 2 days.
Happy International Women's Day. Thank you guys for listening all the way to the end. We really, really appreciate it. And we will see you in episode 2. Goodbye. We'll see you after
Bye.
Saudi Arabia.
Goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.